Welcome back. It appears the management of the Lagos University Teaching Hospital and its resident doctors are unable to see eye to eye on several issues of welfare and patient care. The Chief Medical Director, Professor Chris Bode, traced the origin of the crisis to the inability of some union leaders to successfully get the workers to embark on strike action since the government began the implementation of the no work, no pay rule. He noted that unlike in 2014 when the health workers stayed off duty for 8 months and were paid by the government, there has been a drastic reduction in the number of strikes as workers no longer heed the call to abandon their work and patients for every flimsy reason, knowing they would not be paid. Oh well. He said the 24-month unrest was carried out by about a dozen workers of the institution who tried to infiltrate the clinical space with miscreants and cause mayhem within the hospital. According to the CMD, being able to operate without frequent worker strike has enabled the hospital render uninterrupted services, which had, in turn, resulted in major achievements in recent times. But the doctors disagree. Well, in the studio today, we have Dr. Adebayo Sekumade, who's the president of Lagos University Teaching Hospital, Association of Resident Doctors, Lagos University Teaching Hospitals. Thank you for joining us.
Okay.
And Comrade Kehinde Adegoke, Health Sector National Trustee of the SATHAO and the TUC Lagos State Council ex officio 2. Right?
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Dr. Sekumade, why are you disagreeing with the Chief Medical Director?
Let me start by saying thank you for having us on the show. We appreciate the opportunity to come out and state our own side of the story. It's important to note, first of all, that we are not disagreeing with the CMD.
So you agree that there have been some achievements in the institute?
Well, in terms of the claims that have been made, of course, we disagree wholeheartedly. I'm just saying that whatever agitations we have made so far are not personal. Those agitations are targeted at ensuring that the system in LUTH works. When I say works, we have a mandate as health workers to ensure that we give Nigerians qualitative health care, and our agitations over the years has always been targeted at ensuring that the system changes such that we can start delivering on our mandates.
Okay. Comrade Adegoke, what's the situation?
Well, the situation is getting better now because now they are beginning to listen to us. And
who's they? Both
the
parties?
Management. Yeah, both parties have started talking now.
Okay.
And that means we are having decision in the right direction. If we have been listening to earlier, before now, the noise will not have been this much. It's like when you are beating a child, you don't want the child to cry. We have to cry. And nobody is a strike monger. Our members are not strike mongers. We have not called a strike. We have been having our meeting peacefully. And if we had been listened to earlier, the way we are talking now, I'm sure the public will not have heard us. Because we all have the interest of the hospital. We want things to work better. Anybody can be a patient at any time. And in the spirit of reconciliation, I will not want to say too much because so many things have been said, and our purpose of being here is not to begin to say this is true, this is not true, because reconciliation has started.
Okay. So let me come back to you, Dr. Sekumade. You said all you want is that things would be better.
Yes.
Okay, beautiful that you've started negotiations. So what exactly are you looking for?
Yes, first of all, we've noticed that over the years there's been this perennial problem with inadequate facilities, and some of the equipment too are not exactly up to scratch. And we also realized...
So your problem wasn't the repossession of the secretariat?
It's part of the problem. Is, you see, it's part of the things that certain issues led to the disagreement over the secretariat, and we know it is also part of the agitation for better services. But we're happy, like Mr. Comrade Adegoke said, that both parties have realized their mistakes and we've gone back to the negotiating table now. But that is not to in any way invalidate or rubbish our earlier claims or agitations that we should have better services in Lut. It's just that at this moment we are back to the negotiating table and feel it's in the best interest of Nigerians that instead of continuing with being at daggers drawn, both parties have realized they need to go back to the negotiating table now.
Okay. What exactly are your demands?
Well, our demands include, first of all, that the long-standing decay in facilities to change, the welfare of our members to also receive closer attention.
The decay of the facilities, that is hardly the CMD's problem.
Well, to the extent that the CMD is the face of the government, we can go to Abuja and say, well, the people in Abuja should come and... No, we can only relate with the face of the government we are seeing in the hospital, and that is why we've always been engaging the CMD. So in as much as you can say, yes, it's not directly responsible for it, but to the extent that it's also the face of the government in the hospital, is the one that we're going to be engaging.
But I'm sure that he's keeping you in the loop regarding what he's getting from Abuja and what he's doing with what he's getting. Because decay in the facility, it's hardly a local Luth problem. It's a general problem across the board, isn't it?
Yes, and that was what Comrade Adegoke was actually alluding to previously, that if both parties had been on the same page all along, issues would not have degenerated to the extent where we are now. But
does that mean that he wasn't keeping you in the loop?
Exactly.
Yes, we were not informed as to the processes that have led to all of these issues that we are agitating for. But it's not too late. We are happy now that at least we are back to the negotiating table, and we hope that in the future we will be kept in the loop, we will be informed, because at the end of the day we are all stakeholders in the
Sorry, you
community.
mean you were not aware that Luth was not getting as much money as it should get?
Well, everything was not necessarily
money.
about money as it were. Yes, we spoke about the style of administration. Style of administration also pertains to the extent that how well are you carrying the members of the other community along in taking decisions. So it was not necessarily about funding and all. It has to also do about, okay, there are stakeholders in this system. Are they being carried along in the way you are carrying on with the administration of the hospital? So more often than not, you find out that in situations where you find conflict, the bone of contention is not usually about funding per se. It's about perception that we don't know what is happening. But now that...
So that's a communication then?
Yes, there's
exactly.
a communication gap which both parties are trying to bridge now.
Okay. So one of your demands was the decay in facilities. Okay. Another one?
Well, we also spoke about the welfare of our members. Welfare of our members in the sense that there are certain dues there are certain things that are due to them that we were not getting. And you made allusion to the fact that, okay, that may actually have been due to inadequate funding from the center, but we were not aware of this. So, but now they feel, at this point in time, we are going to keep you abreast of every step you are taking, at all times. And to that extent, we feel we can start